The Covenant network is absolute chaos. From what I've been able to piece together, their leadership ordered all ships to abandon Halo when they found the Flood, but they were too late. The Flood overwhelmed this cruiser and disabled it. The Covenant are terrified the Flood will repair the ship and use it to escape from Halo. They've sent in a strike team to neutralize the Flood and repair the ship for immediate departure. I've got a good lock on Captain Key's CNI transponder signal. He's alive, and the implants are intact. There's some interference from the cruiser's damaged reactor. I'll bring us in as close as I can. Oh, I see. The coordinate data needs to be... Right. Sorry.
Hey there everyone, my name is Monkey Shrapnel from the guys who play games. Back with some more. Oh god, that's loud. Back with some more Halo PC. And then we're on the home stretch here. This is the second last level. So that means, you know, things are gonna get tough. This level is really fun though, I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know, something about Keys has always been like one of those, like, we haven't had a good corridor level for a very long time. Not since like Halo 1, or what am I talking about? Not since like pretty much the first level of the game. So now we get to fight on this Covenant ship that we've already been on, and it's gonna be nice and close quarters. You better believe it. I always love this. You walk over and there's just a huge hole here.
This hole was caused by some kind of explosive.
And if it's your first playthrough, you're gonna sit here and be like, nah, whoa, wow, what's going on?
All I detect
I guess I better go a different way, yeah?
We should continue our search.
And then you try to back off, and then all of a sudden stuff starts dropping down, and then it's like, whoa, shit's getting crazy, whoa. They start dropping tons of flood on you.
Warning, threat level increasing.
And like at first, like you're not really sure. It's like, oh shit, you know, what am I supposed to do? And eventually, Cortana finally decides to
jump into the coolant is looking better all the time.
Yeah, she finally decides to let you know that you're supposed to jump down the big hole. And luckily for us, we landed in a big pool of coolant, you know, antifreeze, all that jazz. Anyways, yeah. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately if you don't like quarters, but we do have to fight through a little bit more wide open area
Let's get
for
out of here
that first
and find
year.
another way back aboard the ship.
Ah! Oh god, stop. Why are you all shooting me? Screw you, I'm behind a rock. I can't tell how loud I'm being. See, I don't usually wear headphones, but I decided to wear headphones this time because it's like, it helps with certain things, but it's like, I always feel like my problem is, not only do the headphones hurt my head, but it's like, eventually it's like I can't tell, you know, like I lose my sense of like, sound. Like, am I being too loud? Who knows? Yeah, just pick up a pistol. Seems like a good idea. Ooh, we got shotgun ammo. We're pretty set up. Plenty of plasma pistols if you need them. I mean, there always are. That's why it's such a good gun. Anyways, we're making use of that flashlight again. Because this area is surprisingly dark. Get out of here. Jeez. I got that one grunt started freaking out, but like the elite wasn't even, I guess because there was probably multiple elites. Kind of funny how that works. Whoa, okay. Alright, this is one of them infinite spawns that aren't really infinite, but can go on for quite a while. There's a particularly long one here too. These infection forms will respawn for like a very, very, very long time. It is not infinite as far as I know, but I don't think I've ever actually done it all, because it's literally just, you punch infection forms for like an hour. And it's kind of obnoxious. Oh my god, dude! Holy shit, stop spawning! Can I get my shields back at least? Cripes. Ooh. Alright. Not gonna be a lot to talk about today. I mean, what else is there to talk about except look at these popcorns. Like, this is it right here, too. Like, you pretty much just stand here and these dudes will just spawn for, like, till the end of time. I'm not sure why Bungie decided that this one little thing of infection form needed to spawn for, like, an eternity, but there it is. This corner is always tough, because you walk over and there's just a ton of flood, and some of them will have shotguns. These stupid jerks from earlier keep spawning in. And then you're like, oh crap. But at least you get a checkpoint, right? And then you walk over here. And they do some pretty devilish stuff. These big dudes actually drop down on you. And on Legendary, they don't always explode because the fall damage they take can kind of vary, depending on how much they slide. Which is funny because that actually makes it easier, because on like lower difficulties, they pretty much always just instantly drop dead and start exploding. Woof. Oi. It can get kind of nasty to deal with all this crap too, because it's like, look at this. Oof. This level's definitely I want to get a sniper rifle, I forgot about that. I wouldn't necessarily say it's super tough, but I would say this is probably the hardest level in the game. Just because, like, the close quarters can make it very tough. Anyways, this is another one of those fun infinite spawns. I'm not sure if this one's infinite once again. I said that the one on the last level is the only infinite one, but I'm not actually totally sure about that, because, like, sometimes it's like, it feels like you have to sit around forever. Anyways, you get a sniper rifle here, and it's like, well, you try to shoot these dudes and it doesn't really do anything. Flood take, like, I think they do take damage, but it's like, they take like 0.5% damage, so you'd have to snipe one dude like 50 times. Anyways, you can just sit here for a long time and eventually the hunters will die from the carrier forms exploding, but if you want to speed it up, you can just, you know... I'm gonna shoot the elites, because those are like probably the biggest threats. Jeez, I like how... Oh! Even with all these dudes explode... That always happens. He shot my pistol away. Yeah, okay, buddy. You think you can shoot my pistol? Ha! Yeah, no. I didn't think so. Shoot my pistol, will ya? Can you shoot the infection forms with a sniper? You can, thank God. What the? That guy is shooting from way far away. Anyways, let's see if I can find my pistol. Or at least another gun. Probably not, I bet you everything's already despawned. But luckily there's some preset weapons on this map, so it's not all of it's gonna despawn. I forget where. Well, I don't feel like going back, so I guess I'll just take a needler. I mean, I've barely even used the needler in this playthrough. But I mean, like, that's just how it is. Needler's not very useful. Like, it's actually... Oh. Well, sorry for Needler. Needler's not bad against, like, elites, but it's like... The problem is that it's like, it's good against elites, but Plasma Pistol's just also good against elites, and it's also good against everything else, so... Why would you want a Needler that's only really good against one enemy, when other guns can be good against everything? It's just a matter of, like, you know what I mean? Alright, this is the scary part. You're gonna jump down here and there's gonna be, like, carrier forms in the water, and you can't see them. And it's just like a mad dash over you trying not to explode into a million pieces. And you just hope that one of these grenades doesn't randomly go off too. Alright, anyways. Alright, I get it. Jeez. Alright, checkpoint. This is a fun little area. You can kind of hide behind this pillar and help these guys out a little bit. Or they can waste their time shooting me. It's a good idea to do this though, because there's a lot of dudes that come around this corner. So like, but even then, like, you see very quickly they just get overrun. Pew 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 pew. One of the few times you really get to use a turret in this level, and it's actually like good because you can just kind of start blasting away. And they just keep coming for a while. Yeah, there's a lot, but the turret's actually like good here because you can just kind of hold down the trigger and they just keep running around the corner to die. Once again, eventually they do stop coming. This is one of those spots where they're like expecting you to, like, they want you to rush around the corner. But they do eventually stop coming. Eventually. Probably. Maybe. I know this one's definitely not infinite because I've definitely done it a lot. Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure it's already done. Oh, this one's kind of deceptive because, like, it's done, and then you'll walk up here. And you walk around the corner, and there's just more dudes anyways. Ugh. But we get a checkpoint, so who cares? Whew. A bunch of needler dudes will jump up here. I always remember that one. Oh. I just remember there being more than one guy. Whatever. Now hurry up and pop. No good jerks. Actually, maybe what I'm thinking of is... Oh, no. Wait, am I thinking of anything? I definitely hear a dude hanging out somewhere. Where the heck is he? What the... Where is he? He's like in the wall? What's going on here? Oh, no, he was just around the corner for some reason. What the heck? That was weird. There we go, we got spooky detail playing. Oh, what the? I can't even see that. Oh god. Oof. Yeah, how about just stop rushing for 2 secs? Alright, let's throw some sweet nades. And another one over here for good measure. I'll make sure they won't respawn. There's not a turret here, but every time I ever get in, I always explode somehow, so... Not gonna worry about that. Ugh. Holy cow. Can you see I'm making that? Ugh. Stop. Is that everything? Oh, yeah, no, a bunch of dudes have dropped down here. And then you fire your gun and it's like, oh shit, what's all these red dots over here? Yeah, look at this little army over here. Always love that. Just a like, they love spawning dudes behind you in this game. Like, if you're rushing, like, that's what they want you to do. That's why they do it, because it encourages you to, you know, don't hang out in one spot for too long. Because if you, like, just keep going, you kind of avoid a lot of encounters.
Power source detected. There's the gravity.
But oh well.
It's still operational. That's our way back in.
I always love how you come here and you see this destroyed banshee over here. It's really cool detail. And almost a little unfortunate because it's like there's no banshees in the level otherwise. Well, okay, we'll see. Is this grenade ever gonna hit anything? Well, if I hang out here long enough, I'm sure they'll, yeah, meet their maker. Because honestly, in most cases, it's easier to deal with the Flood than it is to deal with the Covenant. It's kind of funny because, like, the Flood tend to, like, destroy the Covenant, but it's like a rock, paper, scissors type dealio, almost. Anyways, I'm just gonna run. Sometimes you can keep this overshield for a long time, but then sometimes you're like me and you just lose it instantly because, like, the one Flood with like a freaking dumb plasma rifle runs up to you. Oof. I always love this little scene because everything's still happening. So sometimes if it happens when there's an infection form next to you, they'll actually latch on to Master Chief in the cutscene and go up with him. It doesn't like affect anything, it's just funny. Ugh.
The Covenant BattleNet is
Here we go though, the corridors, man.
Access the ship's schematics. My records indicate that a shuttle bay should be
Yeah, this
here.
level, there's a lot of spawns. Lots and lots of spawns. I'd like to fight them all just because, I mean, why not? But like, there are a ton of just things that'll just spawn for a while. Like, it's actually surprising. Yeah, if you're not careful, you'll end up using like all your ammo. Okay, hurry up and hit me. How many times is that guy gonna miss me? Jeez. Fire my gun here to make sure there's anything around the corner. Alright, I think something else spawned back there again, but whatever. Oi! Oi! Look in the corners.
Look in the corners. The Flood are gathering bodies here.
Always love this room. I always love these spots because it's like, if you know what you're doing, you can just jump down and not care, but once again, you'll miss out on some stuff if you do that because there's a couple counters along the way here. Big thing is this one right here. This is when we start getting these drop down parts where like Floods start coming out of the ceiling basically, and they just do this crazy shit. Oof. And once again, they spawn for a fair bit of time. And interestingly enough, I believe the infection forms count towards the spawn thing? I guess not. It's just they're on a separate thing. For some reason, infection forms are almost always just like completely separate from like the other infection forms. Or the other like Flood dudes. I think sometimes they aren't, but most of the time they are. Which is why these dudes are just like spawning on a whole different thing. And as you can see there, sometimes because they keep spawning, it stops you from making checkpoints, which can be kind of annoying. Don't you walk over to me, jerk. Oh, were the reason they weren't spawning was because those dumb carrier forms were just like standing there, not doing anything? That's hilarious if that is. It's actually beautiful. And you know me, I want to fight everything, even though it's just the same dude spawning over and over again, but you know. Oh! And if you kill him on Flood, then the music changes because it triggers another spawn. But this spawns in a completely different area, which is kind of one of the unique things about this level. Is kind of has the Sonic cartographer thing going, where pretty large chunks of the level are loaded at the same time. So like, music changes, but you won't realize why until you walk into this room. And you see the door over there is open when it wasn't before. And it kind of raises kind of an interesting thing about this. Well, interesting to me anyways. Remember how in that one in like a room. I'm not sure if this is the same room. I think it's not because of the way the layout of the level is. But in a room that was similar to this in Truth and Reconciliation, are we doing loop-de-loops? Come on. You have to open this door with a panel, but in this level, for whatever reason, it just opens by itself. And it's the only time this kind of door ever does that, which is kind of cool. Maybe that's just me, but I always thought it was cool. And yeah, like, look at this spot. Like, there's just, like I said, there's just tons of bodies in the corners. Like, they really put their heart and soul into this level. Like, there's blood streaks everywhere. Like, all this blood and stuff is, like, pretty much all just manually placed. It's just really cool, I think. And, like, you get all the creepy music playing and stuff. Like, god damn, man. I said this already, but it's like they would never pull something like this off in an FPS game ever again. Oof. Thankfully, most weapons that aren't plasma don't do a lot of damage to shields, so the overshield's pretty strong here. And we get a lot of plasma grenades here, so I can just go ahead and do this. Because otherwise you drop down here, you're like, oh, what's going on down here? And there's just like 20 carrier forms next to you. But like with many things, you want to be careful, because like stuff happens over here. But like if you just start shooting, then you have to deal with all these encounters by yourself. But if you kind of hang around for long enough, eventually the Covenant will start fighting them. Eventually. Eventually, but a lot of the times, sometimes you get unlucky and they just don't do anything for a while. They just get lazy for some reason. I'm not really sure why. I guess because sometimes, like what they do when they first spawn in is kind of random sometimes. Sometimes they'll just decide to just, like they usually spawn in like a corner away and then they kind of walk into the area. But like sometimes they just don't. So you get these moments when it's just like, they just kind of don't do anything. Oh well. Not much I can do about that. Thankfully, not too much around the corner, so it's no big deal. It's just, you know, it would have been nice. Oh, come on. Oh, nice grenade toss, me. Give myself a pat on the back for that. Whew! It's like 20 grenades went off there. A lot of shotguns over here, very nice for ammo. There's a gun over here freaking out. I'm gonna pick it up just to make it stop making that annoying noise. Let's hang out in this corner for a little and see what happens. Are they just walking over here? Looks like they're kind of slowly idling around, but I can't tell. Looks like it's just the infection forms actually, and since they don't alert anything, who cares? You can also hear, like, there was a door sound and like you can hear noise come over here, because they have to spawn infection forms in over here. And like if you kind of hang out here long enough, kind of gives you a little like way around. Not really, because it's just the same hallway, but it's like, but at least I can fire my gun and make the flood be like, what's going on over here? And then I can just walk over here and not care, because why not? Fuck it, let's be smart for once. I mean, fighting stuff is fun and all, but like sometimes it's nice to just be like,
Looks like
feel
another
like a
shuttle
genius, you know.
We should be able to reach the control room from the 3rd level.
This is one of those pretty unique areas, like, you know, oh, and then I died. I'm dead. Yeah, sometimes all the elites just shoot you, and then the grunts shoot you, and then you're just dead.
Control room from the 3rd level.
It's a good idea to get some good grenade tosses over here, because these elites can be pretty nasty if you're not careful. I'm just gonna keep seeing if I can pistol whip this guy. Oh, he got eaten. He's dead. Look at him go. He berserked, he's dodging, and he's dead. Love that. I always love how dramatic the reactions are to stuff in this game. Like, that's just... I think I've already mentioned this before. But it's just one of those things that's missing from the future games. Like, you stick a plasma grenade onto a dude, and he freaks out in this game. Anyways, I'm gonna hang out here. Let the flood kind of deal with them while I walk over here. So there's like a fairly lengthy spawn of enemies over here, and it's interestingly enough, it's tied to another spawn later in the level when you have to come back through here. So you can actually make it easier later by killing these dudes a bunch, if you really want to. But I'm going to, I guess I'll shoot him a bit. He might make me kind of hard to rush because you try to rush over here and it's like there's just a lot of enemies. So that's why it's a good idea to preemptively throw grenades so they can't really rush into you too much. And you can kind of hang out over here. Ooh! Ooh! He's hitting me from below. Oh crap. Look at him. What a guy. That's probably, like, this level is probably, like, the most interesting one to actually, like, play through, like, if you know what you're doing, because there's lots of weird places to, like, interact with stuff in different ways depending on how you're playing through. Oof! There's actually some pretty cool glitches you can do in this level, too. I won't be going over those, at least not right now. Maybe I'll do, like, a bonus video. Just show some stuff. Probably not, though. Ugh. Kaboosh. Hey, nice checkpoint, baby. There's another one of the spots where, like, there's a bunch of dudes on this corner. If you do a good grenade toss, you can just take care of them. I, on the other hand, managed to lose my entire shield in like a second somehow. But oh well. Can hear a drop chip drop some dudes off. I can't see it yet because I'm still getting shot. Ugh, come on. I just want to look and the elites are going to shoot me. You just hear a bunch of explosions and grunts going, aye! Unfortunately, we can't really see what's going on there because the stupid elites are just fixated on me. But
The control room should be
I guess I'll go over it when we come back because I don't want to spoil anything quite yet because technically there's a new enemy down there, but we can't really, like, you're not really supposed to engage with it yet or even see them. But for whatever reason, they get dropped off right now. I'm not sure why, but there they are. You can even hear the grunts down below. I guess it's not a new enemy, just a new rank that we only get to see in the last, like, level or a little bit of this level too. One of them hallways
Captain,
of
his vitals are fading. Please, Chief,
AI
hurry.
fighting. I don't know what you want to call it. Or you just want to sit back and let them kind of take care of it themselves for a while. Or I can throw like the greatest grenade ever and just destroy him. Jeez. What the? He has no arms! Oh, come on! I just got killed by a guy with no arms. That's bull croaky.
The captain, his vitals are fading. Please, Chief, hurry!
Oh. Nice. Oh. Well, I guess he's not getting that cold fusion, huh? Let's play it safe and hang around here instead of staying in the hallway where all the enemies are that just murder me. And hey, the little grunty's helping out because of that. That's cool. Well, he was helping out anyways. Another one of them legendary hallways though, like I mentioned, like there's a ton of enemies that like come spawning out of this hallway and it can be hard to deal with them all. Well, we got a checkpoint. That's pretty rare actually. Is that everything? Can't be. Surely there's more enemies to spawn in and destroy my hopes and dreams. Surprisingly not. Well, looky what's up here, my guy. Looks like a really fat boob or something. I don't know. The cutscene's always been weird to me because it's like you're supposed to like. It like shows him at the bottom of the ramp, but like anyone who's playing casually walks all the way up to Keys here and just starts smacking him or something. Cause yeah, spoilers, it's Keys. God, man, look how gross and like creepy that looks.
No human life signs detected. The captain, he's one of them. We can't let the flood get off this ring. You know what he'd expect. What he'd want us to do. It's done. I have the code. We should go.
God.
We need to get back to
Look
the
at
pillar
that
of
face
honor.
hole.
Let's go back to the shuttle bay and find a ride.
Alright. So, I'm just gonna pause here for a sec so I can gather my thoughts here for a sec. So, I think they intend you to just kind of hang back and fight all these flood. A bunch of, like, I forget how many waves. It's like 6 or 7 waves of flood kind of come in. But, if you're smart about this, you can walk over to this door. And we get our new enemy. What do you know? Spec Ops. These dudes are the toughest of the tough, as it were. So Spec Ops grunts will only ever have needlers, no plasma pistols. So we actually are finally reaching a somewhat deficit of plasma pistols because now we can only get them from Flood for the rest of the game, which is kind of interesting. Oh fuck! And yeah, they can also have Furon guns, which are we've seen a little bit before, but now we get to see in close quarters, which is pretty interesting. There's also the Spec Ops Elites, which Spec Ops Elites are nasty little buggers. They are unique in that they're the only type of elite in this game that has more than the base health value of most elites. All elites in the game have 100 points of health underneath their shields, but Spec Ops actually have 125 base, because I guess they're like, it's like an indication that they're like more battle hardened, as it were. Spec Ops elites fire plasma rifles, needlers, in like really accurate bursts. In particular, like plasma rifle ones will just like almost never miss you. Like they're nasty on legendary. And rather uniquely, Spec Ops elites are the only elites in the whole game that will throw grenades at you. And once again, their grenades are actually like we'll see. You'll get to see just how nasty their grenade throwing can be. I think their shields are also 200, which is the same as the Zealots with plasma rifles we saw earlier in the game. So Spec Ops elites are pretty tough. And the good thing about them though is because they throw grenades, they always drop like a bunch of grenades. I think they always drop usually around 6 grenades, which yeah, like that's more than you can carry. So you usually have lots of grenades with these guys, which is nice. But yeah, like, let's stand here for a sec, just to get like a good idea of like you saw he fired like 3 little shots and just like perfectly. Oof. I'm surprised. Usually you see them already throwing grenades, which is kind of surprising to me. Surprised this guy isn't throwing grenades yet. I'm actually gonna get a plasma rifle here. Oh, there he goes! Oh, he actually dropped it because I shot out his shield, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, I'm gonna make sure to take care of him. Oh shit, maybe not. Will I get him? Damn it. Come on. Yes! Okay. Ugh. Spec Ops grenades, grunts don't, I'm not sure if they really throw grenades anymore effectively than normal grunts do, because, I mean, I don't know. Like, the elites are just, like, the big change, though. Like, in Legend, I believe Spec Ops elites will always live plasma grenades on the floor if they have shields. Although I think that one I shot earlier just died, so maybe not, I don't know. Anyways, this is a little fun thing. We get to watch these 2 open cockpit Banshees and another Spirit dropship just kind of fly on in. Cool little set piece. Oh, God. Never lose the touch, man. Anyways.
Perfect.
So yeah, from this point on, we will only ever be fighting Spec Ops elites and grunts for the rest of the game. So once again, like I said, we're actually gonna start not being able to get as many plasma pistols, so it's gonna be a little tricky. And of course, the Fjord grunts can be absolutely like ridiculous because like every time you kill them, right, the Fjord explodes, and that can set off grenades and stuff, and it's just not a fun time. Like, look how long I stood out of cover for like a second, and I had like no shields and was losing like 3 bars of health. They are just nasty buggers. No! The good thing, though, is that because they explode and they usually have grenades, it can actually be pretty easy to end up accidentally like killing like a big group of enemies because you'll shoot the Spec Ops dude and then this thing will explode next to his grenades and then they all just die. And sometimes you get lucky and for some reason he's just not looking. But yeah, the Spec Ops leads can actually be dangerous because of how many grenades they carry. So sometimes they'll die and then all the grenades blow up and just murder literally everything that's in the vicinity that isn't like a hunter. We do still see some hunters, but it's mostly just Spec Ops dudes for the rest of the game. And remember that spawn point I was talking about earlier? This is what I was talking about. There's 2 Spec Ops dudes that are set to spawn out of that same doorway from earlier. But I believe that if you kill a bunch of like the normal elites and grunts from earlier, they won't spawn in. Or at least they won't spawn as much. It's weird how what it's tied to. But yeah, you can see like he lives now because of that extra health. Ooh! Don't kill me. Oh, come on! Why is he approaching? He doesn't usually approach like that. So I'll remedy that. I'll remedy this guy too. Thankfully, this shotgun is just strong enough that you can like point blank them and take out their shields. Yeah, you can see what I mean. Like they are tough. Like that point blank just takes out his shields. Like, and this is a game where like this shotgun is like stupidly strong. I'm gonna hang out here and kill this guy. Wow. The reason I'm doing this actually is to get some grenades, because obviously each one of these guys will drop a grenade and stuff. I guess they don't always drop grenades, but they have a pretty high chance to. Like, you see, like, look how many grenades you drop. Like, 5 to 6, I think, is the number. And it's good to do this because now there's a bunch of enemies below, so I can just start tossing nades. And if you get lucky, you can take out a few of these guys. Anyways, let's keep going. This is actually, like, coming up as, like, one of the toughest parts of the... Well, literally, like, the toughest encounter in the entire game. Also, cool little, like... I don't know, it's like almost like a little story here. Like, there's one hunter corpse on the ground, and then there's just another hunter, like, fighting off a bunch of flood, and he's just going ape shit. And then a couple normal enemies again. Like, just a little bit, but, like, once we get past, like, next couple hallways, it's just Spec Ops for the rest of the game. Like, I guess that's kind of a misleading of me to say that, but... Technically, this area is kind of interesting because I'm saying this because you can actually come down this hallway any time during this level. Like, even though you're coming down here now, like, you don't actually have to come down here now. You could have come down here earlier, which you actually have to do if you fall down. And that's one of the unique things, too, because if you fall down, you have to do this encounter from the other side, basically. Which is kind of cool, I think. I think it's really cool how... that it does this. Like, that's one of the things Halo 1 does best. Is that, imagine having an FPS game where you can tackle encounters in different orders like that. It's just cool. Anyways, I think that's everything. Okay, can I... Yeah, I probably should have had a plasma pistol. Can I should... Yeah, here we go. Because, yeah, like, coming out right here, this is, like, the toughest spot in the entire game. Right here. Basically, you got this door here, and you walk up to this door. It opens up, and there's just going to be a bunch of Spec Ops dudes ready to mess you up. You're intended to just run over to the... like, Banshee. Like, you can just beeline it for the Banshee. But if you really want, you can try to kill these elites, and it takes forever because they're nasty. And like there's a Needler one that just like you can hear him just plastering away at the shots. And then you get this, and I'm so dead. Yep, nothing I can do. That's what I mean, man. The elite grenades, they're just nasty. Oh, come on. Ooh. Okay, never mind. Don't come on. They're dead. I'm bitching and complaining like, oh, come on. Meanwhile, they're just, like, dead. Anyways. But yeah, you can see what I mean. Like, just one grenade just ends the whole thing. I'm actually going to try to run over here. If you're kind of fast, they don't actually see you. You can get some pot shots going on. And you can really take care of stuff. And then you get a checkpoint, and that's just the best thing ever. God. Another one of those little things that's different in future games. You can't throw grenades nearly as far as you can in Halo 1. And you touch his Banshee, and nothing spawned, really? Well, I want to go show this off anyways. So, this dropship from earlier is, like, actually, like, active. Like, there's a turret here. Their sensitivity to you is really weird. Like, you can see, like, he's just shooting the ground, and, like, sometimes they won't even, like, see you at all. But what's kind of funny is that you can see, like, remember that dropship? Like, what it does? Well, there's actually enemies over there that it dropped off earlier. And that's what it is. They basically drop off Spec Ops enemies early for some reason. And it's like almost like an Easter egg because like they're just in this area over here that you don't actually have to go to. It's really weird. Yeah. Just like a couple little enemies in here. Once again, if you drop down here, you can just fight them early for some reason. I'm not sure why those enemies are there. It's one of those encounters, it feels like it was just put there because they just like didn't know what to do. Are there any enemies? I swear more enemies are supposed to spawn. Maybe I actually killed everything too good. Usually like enemies come out of this doorway over here and stuff, but whatever. So anyways, you get in this Banshee. And then because they don't expect you to kill everything, more enemies just kind of spawn in to shoot you. Just in case. And the turret from the dropship shoots too, which is probably why they even bothered with that in the first place. Anyways.
It'll hold.
We're not gonna make it.
We'll make it.
Pull up! Pull up! You did that on purpose, didn't you?
Hey there everyone, my name is Monkey Sharpnell from the Guys Who Play Games, is what I would normally say, but I'm actually recording this well. Yeah, you can just barely see your flaming wreckage down there. I'm technically recording this in a different play session, like way after the fact, after keys, but I figured these last two levels aren't actually that long, and, you know, ending the series with a bunch of short videos would be kind of weird.
From there, we can use the captain's neural implants.
That's where you can actually physically see the Banshee, not just
fusion engines.
Well,
the explosion should damage enough systems.
What's going on? Anyways,
we need to get to the bridge. From there, we can
let's head on over here. So if you
you
hang around this area long enough, I forget if it's based on time or like where you walk, but like if you, even though like most people probably never see this, if you hang out here long enough, eventually and I do mean a while, well I guess not that long, but like a minute or two, which most people don't hang around that long, but you can see the enemies actually, the sentinels actually spawn here, which is interesting. And they kind of spawn in moving mode, so it gives you easy chance to kill them. Now, of course, there's absolutely no reason to bother with them, but it's just a cool little thing that it's like, if you wait long enough, they actually like try to ambush you. And we can hear all these sentinels and stuff down there, so we can just hang out here for a while and wait for them to do their thing. Kaboosh! Quite the chain reactions. Alright, pop on me, you little zitters. Zits. Anyways. Get our shields back. Take these guys out with the assault rifle, because might as well. Bunch of flood spawn because screw me, I guess. Is that a shotgun? It sure was. That's all she wrote. Like, let's be honest. Like, this map, it's not exactly the same as Pillar of Autumn, obviously. Not even close. Like, it looks way different, and like a lot of this not right now, but later on we'll see a lot more different geometry. But for now, at least, it's a lot of close quarters, so shotgun, as you can imagine, is absolutely godly in this level. And there's a lot of breakable doors. Bunch of really like these things. Now these guys are a classic case of they don't actually like know where we are right off the bat, so if you just hang around here long enough. Of course, you walk over there and they all shoot in your direction and you just get destroyed. Which is always funny. No, I got eaten! Where is that blue? I wasn't expecting that. I usually don't have trouble with this area because I didn't really expect them to be so like deadly. Oh well. Infection forms no am, but who cares? Infection forms are jokesters. Gahaha. Love those corner grenades. Okay, can you get out of here? You're ruining my checkpoints. Anyways, if we hurry up, we can go ahead and show up a little funny little glitch. If you hang around here on Legendary... Whee! Look at me! I'm out of bounds! Isn't that sweet? Oh, I crouched and I really shouldn't have, because now I can't move. Okay, I can... So yeah, when they open those doors, you kind of get pushed out of the geometry, and that'll usually shoot you up or down. Sometimes they'll try to put you like back in bounds. And the way that the game renders stuff, it doesn't really render areas if you're not like in the area. So sometimes if you're hanging out of bounds, you'll just see like these big voids. Even if like you should be able to see like you have to like you can even see like the way that I even look around changes how it loads, which is kind of cool. Anyways, we can just hang out here and watch this hunter get destroyed. The music even changes when he dies. That's funny. Hey, you can't punch me. Actually, I wonder, can I shoot anyone from here? It would actually make it a lot easier. Oh no, that's not good. Yeah, okay. Well, on the bright side, I can try to do this again without dying. As quite as horrifically. Choo 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 choo. Yeah, I even got a frag grenade this time. That's nice. They are optimal. Oh, nice. Got them all again. That doesn't usually happen. One of them had a shotgun this time. Awesome. Look at all this shotgun ammo I got now. I'm still going to do the same thing. I'm just going to kind of hang out and wait for the hunters to break open the doors. This is one of those legendary only things, or at the very least heroic only. They don't break open the doors on lower difficulties. The doors are just automatically open. The hunters are just... I think they're either not here or they're just like in a different spot. Ooh, where's a pistol? Is there a pistol here? That'd be nice. Aw, baby. That's perfect, actually. Isn't that lucky that there's just a pistol here and he's looking the other way? Pop. And he's looking the other way there, too. Nice. Alright, so we'll pop some grunts here. Oh, gee, look at those Spec Ops elites. Like, he had like barely any sightline on me. He just like nailed me. Anyways, you're having trouble, just kind of alternate between these two doors. And every time they see you, just go a different door, right? Because that way you can kind of get a sneak up on them. That guy's going to blow up. No kills, unfortunately. Makes the elite back off. This area can be a bit tricky, because if you just like run in here without any care in the world, like you'll walk over and like a bunch more enemies spawn when you get to a certain point. Oh, I got him. Still on the radar. And this room can be nasty because it's the same room from earlier, but now it's like the Spec Ops enemies are a lot more aggressive and accurate. Kaboosh. But if you're like do stuff like that, the enemies in this area are actually kind of like they move around a lot to different areas. So now he's in this room and I can just walk over here and just be like, hey, what's up? I'm surprised there wasn't like a million explosions. Usually these guys drop like a ton of grenades. Oh, well, speaking of which. Nothing? You have to be careful. This level is actually kind of glitchy because of the way that I mentioned the way rooms spawn. It's very much possible that like certain explosions can actually get delayed and not happen right away. So you walk around a corner and then
Bridge.
all of a sudden the
We made
explosion
it.
happens.
Let's get to work.
I want to try something here. This is something I always see people do. Well, first of all, let's throw some grenades. Really? I'm not even gonna like move. Like that's just like. Can you imagine that just happened to me? Yes! I love doing that. You throw a grenade. This elite nerd here is supposed to like always see you, but if you throw a grenade in the right way, you can kind of like cheese them. You can actually do it with bullets too. In fact, I remember there's a very that's actually what first taught me about the way the AI in this game works. There's a video I saw way back in the day. I don't even remember what it's called or like what it's about, but like it basically showed a guy walking to this room with a pistol, shooting the ground right here, and the elite just runs over here and stares at the floor, looking at where the bullet hit. And I always thought that was so cool. Anyways, cutscene time. Watch.
I leave home for a few days and look what happens. This won't take long. There. That should give us enough time to make it to a lifeboat and put some distance between ourselves and Halo before the detonation.
I'm afraid that's out of the question, really.
Oh, hell.
Ridiculous! That you would imbue a warship's AI with such a wealth of knowledge? Weren't you worried it might be captured? Or destroyed?
He's in my data arrays, a local tab.
You can't imagine how exciting this is! To have a record of all of our lost time! Human history, is it? Fascinating. Oh, how I will enjoy every moment of its categorization! To think that you would destroy this installation as well as this record! I am shocked. Almost too shocked for words.
He stopped the self-destruct sequence.
Okay, I know this is like a cutscene type, but I love the fact that that plasma grenade launched itself right into the glass. And it's just like there in the cutscene.
At least I still have control over the comm channels.
Where is he?
I'm detecting taps throughout the ship. Sentinels, most likely. As for the monitor, he's in engineering. He must be trying to take the core offline. Even if I could get the countdown restarted, I don't know what to do.
How much firepower would you need to crack one of the engine shields?
Not much. A well-placed grenade, perhaps, but why? Okay, I'm coming with you. Chief, Sentinels!
Oh, the grenade fell! That's sick! Holy shit, what? That was incredible. Holy crap. Okay, I skipped the cutscene at the end there because that causes a glitch. So this glass is supposed to break, but if you skip the cutscene at any point, it doesn't break. And I'm not sure how it works because even after the glass breaks, if you skip it, it's still unbroken. But that was actually sick! That the plasma grenade actually fell, like, in real time. I did not expect that. That was incredible. That was, like, one of the coolest things I've ever actually seen in this game. What the fuck? I kind of almost, like... I almost want to, like, revert just to see... Well, I'm pretty sure when you get a checkpoint...
The ship was heavily damaged when
any sort of cutscene, you automatically have a checkpoint after it.
We should be able to get
Which sucks, because I would really love to see that again, but whatever. What are you gonna do? Anyways, we got a big old room of flood over here. Ugh. If you have a shotgun, though, it's no big deal. Like, the shotgun in this game is just so good. Like, look at this. Basically, just hang out here. Have more than enough ammo to just kill them all. Just grenade them, just to be real efficient. Cool little thing here. We got like the armor here from earlier in the game, and like if you try to pick up any of the guns, they're just all empty because the flood already took all the ammo, or someone took all the ammo, anyways. This level is really fun because like it's a lot of close quarters areas with oh fuck, where enemies you just kind of run through rooms quickly when there's just a bunch of enemies fighting. Oh god. Oh shit. Ugh. That guy's like stuck in a weird spot. Thankfully, shotguns, great against hunters. If you get a real good shot, then you can get them in one hit, I think. But 2 shots is still pretty good. Like, this is where the shotgun plasma pistol combo just really shines, because plasma pistol easily kills like sentinels and elites and stuff, and then you can just shotgun everything else. Kaboosh! Oh yeah, that EMP effect is so great. I'm not entirely sure how it works with sentinels, but as far as I know, EMPs just always instantly kill sentinels. Is what I want to say, but actually, I guess it doesn't, because plasma pistol overcharges on shielded ones don't do that. I guess it's probably that it doesn't really work like that. It's just like a big damage multiplier. It's sort of the same thing with like normal shields and stuff. I'm not entirely sure how the interaction with like shields to health with EMPs works, because like with like with plasma grenades, it's like it goes straight through their shields and like almost always kills an elite. But with a plasma pistol, like even if you get hit by a plasma pistol shot, right, it just takes out your shield and that's it. Ooh, I should probably be a bit more stingy with the plasma pistol, the plasma grenades. Yeah, you get a lot of sentinel combat in this level too. Which for some reason, like Tube Trails and Keys doesn't really have a lot of sentinels. Actually, does Keys have any sentinels on it? Now that I think about it, it doesn't, does it? I'm trying to think. You know, all these years I've played that level, I don't think I've ever realized that. So I guess it's nice that there's a bunch, because even Tube Trails doesn't really have that many sentinels in it. So it's nice that this level just certainly shoves you full of them. Ow! Ow! Holy shit! Okay, we're going back. Jesus Christ. You see what I mean? Like, that fucking shotgun flood just, like, annihilated me, and it's just like, I couldn't even tell where he was. He's just, like, nailing me perfectly. Hopefully, you know, the doors... This level is actually notable in that there's, I think a couple times when the doors will actually lock behind you, but I don't think this is one of them. It's kind of inconsistent when it happens, actually. Even in the original Pillar of Autumn, it's kind of inconsistent. It just kind of does it sometimes. But thankfully, they're usually pretty nice about it. Usually, like, they don't lock you if there's a check, like, a med point recently, a med kit. Anyways, cool little trick here. You can kind of jump off the side here, not have to go to the end and get the ladder. Ugh. And what's cool about that is that there's a spawn of sentinels over here, but they only spawn when you reach the end of the room, like when you get to like where the ladder is. So what you can actually do, although it's funny that I forgot that when you walk up here, the bunch spawns a bunch of flood. So what you can do, I'm gonna die, and I don't remember if I'm gonna check that, but I might as well show this cool little glitch off. If you stand right here, oh, I didn't die this time. Sometimes when you do that, like the sentinels actually shove you outside the level and you just like die. But in this case, they just kind of pushed me up, which is fine. Whoa. Okay, calm down, dude. Anyways, I'm gonna help these sentinels out. Sentinels here are great. Try not to kill them at first, because like they're a great distraction. Oh. But unfortunately, I was getting kind of ramshackled by the flood below, so I didn't really have a choice. This room is actually quite difficult on Legendary, because what's here is basically just a ton of enemies just kind of spawn. For a long time, actually. Ow! And, like, you can just hang out back and just slowly kill them all, but it takes a while to do it like that. So, I'm going to try to push through, but I might die a couple times. Like, even like on lower difficulties, this is probably one of the hardest areas in the game. It wouldn't be so bad, except that rocket flood can actually spawn in here, if I remember correctly. And if a rocket flood spawns... Actually, no, I don't think it's that a rocket flood spawns, but what happens is that flood can drop grenades, and like there's carrier forms, and if one carrier form blows up grenades, like you just die. There's nothing you can do. Even on easy, like you just... The plasma grenades will instantly get rid of your shields, and then other stuff will happen and you just die. This is also a pretty common area that glitches, like I mentioned earlier. So there's like a door here, and like if stuff can clip inside of that door, and like it'll temporarily like despawn. And when that happens, like basically like as soon as you walk into that room, all of a sudden it'll re-trigger and everything will just like blow up at once. That happens a lot actually. Yeah, like this is what I mean. Like you walk over here and it's like, oh, everything's going fine. Actually, that went pretty good. Ah, why did I open my mouth? Can I just get through? Get through! Oof. Alright, well, that went better than I expected it to. Let's blow up all the bodies, because fuck all yeah. Get the crap out of the way. My nose. Alright, so there's an overshield over here. But I'm actually going to wait a second, because I want to show, like, a little interesting little thing here. When you walk over to this door, you can see that a bunch of stuff actually spawns over here for some reason. I'm not sure why, because I don't know why anyone would backtrack. But it's here. Oof! And it actually spawned a couple times. Like, this is what I mean. Like, I'm not sure. I think this spawn might actually be misplaced. But I'm not actually sure about that. I don't know. I did get a full plasma grenade out of it, or a plasma pistol. That sounds nice. Yeah, you can see like they spawn a couple times. I'm not sure why they do this actually. Woo! Yeah, saw that fragment on the ground. Like this must be like a misplaced spawn or something. I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe it's just like I don't know why it's set to spawn when you get to that door over there, right? That's the thing. Because there's no reason to backtrack here. But anyways, I'm gonna grab the overshield down. I'm just gonna walk away. I apologize if I sound nasally. I do have a really stuffy nose right now. As I'm just gonna ignore that. Is there any flood in this room? Yeah, I do it. Get to a interesting room over here actually. So walk over here, Grunt starts running because there's flood after him. Although flood oftentimes kind of gets stuck in everything. Cool little room here that's just full of plasma grenades. This area is actually pretty unique. I actually showed this off in one of my videos when I was just messing around with shit back in the day. But like, ooh. There was like a ton of spawns in this area, even though you can just run by it all really easily if you have the overshield. And I imagine most players do that. But like there's sentinels here at first that are kind of fighting an elite and some hunters. After, at some point or another, like, flood will start spawning where the sentinels are, and they'll kind of mess them up. But sentinels can actually respawn here, too. It's actually a pretty, like, involved area. It's pretty interesting. Oh, there's some grunts, too. I'm actually gonna hang out here for a while. Like, let's see. Yeah, you can see more sentinels will spawn. What's cool is that this happens a lot in this game. Where they spawn depends on where you are, because they don't want to spawn stuff that's like, you know, like obviously they don't want to spawn something when you're looking at it, because that would be bad. So a lot of the times there's a couple different places where they can spawn, usually like next to like walls. In this case, sentinels will spawn over there, but if you're in the area, sometimes they'll spawn like in a different spot. I forget where it is though. Yeah, here comes the flood too. Hunters are actually really good against flood normally, but sometimes like they just get like smacked a bunch and the hunter kind of struggles. The big thing is, yeah, when infection forms jump on the hunter kind of gets distracted and just kind of ends up not being able to really do anything. Just like their big weakness, I guess. There's another one of those things where, like, floods spawn here for quite a while, but like if you want to actually like properly do this, once again, like, good idea is to just keep the elite alive, especially because he throws grenades and like really distracts them and does a lot of damage. It's one of those rooms too where like you can't actually get to it. Oh, this is what I'm thinking of actually. I think it's the flood that spawn. Like they'll spawn in like that actual room, but if you like over there, they'll spawn through in the door area. You can see. That's about to go boom boom. Oh boy. There's a Needler flood too, or a Needler elite too. The funny thing is that the Needler elites aren't really any different from the normal Needler elites. Like, not from the major ones anyways, because they fire pretty much exactly the same as far as I know. They just fire like full auto and just kind of... There might be less time like between the bursts, maybe. Like there's probably a small difference. Alright. I think it might actually be everything. Oh! Oh, the flood just died? I think it was the friendly flood too. Poor guy. Got betrayed. Anyways, I believe that is everything. I don't think they respawn. Yeah. Alright, anyways. Like, you can see what I mean, because, like, if you can, like, walk from this door, just go straight in here, and that, like, basically roundabouts the whole area. Like, it doesn't go that far, but it's, like, the elites and stuff are, like, hiding, like, right there, and then you can just kind of pop between the shield, and you're just jolly good. Anyways, we're gonna go here to this armory. This isn't kind of an optional area. You go here to, like, restock an ammo. And this is a fascinating room. Like, it's basically set up to punish you for coming here too often, because every time you come here, like, stuff can spawn. And it actually spawns Cloaked Flood, which is really cool. This is the only area in the whole game that does this. It's one of the very few times of the series, in fact. There's only one other time in Halo 2 High Charity, like the second last level in the game, when you can see Camel Flood spawning in. Although High Charity is kind of notable in that there's a bunch of random stuff, and you can have crazy combinations like Camel Flood with snipers. It's like the most evil thing in the goddamn world.
Engine room located.
But yeah, it's there. It's not infinite ammo. Like you can use it all, but there's infinite flood spawns, so you can usually just get grenades.
The only remaining option is to detonate.
Which, speaking of which, like I mentioned just now, this is the room I've been talking about a lot in this game. This area as a whole has a ton of infinite spawns that are actually infinite. In fact, like there's actually it's actually because of that it's key to overloading the game. You can do shit. You can overload the game because even when you kill enemies, like their bodies will eventually despawn when you're not looking and stuff, and like all this other stuff will happen. But like, if like say for example, like their weapon will despawn too, but like I've mentioned in the past, if you pick up their weapons, it'll never despawn. This area is actually really cool because there's a bunch of like little like action areas like this, like the music changes, and the music is directly linked to like this spawn. So as long as there's enemies spawning here, the music keeps playing, and it's designed basically to kind of force you to push, which is once again why the shotgun is so good in this game. Because like if you don't push, the enemies kind of respawn for a while. They do eventually stop, obviously, but you know, it's like if you can just run through the shotgun. Anyways, the reason why we want ammo and stuff is because of these things, these exhaust couplings.
Good. Step one
complete. And when
we have a straight shot into the fusion reactor. We need
when you press them, the piston will kind of open up, and then you have to shoot inside this thing when it's opened up. You can use either types of grenades or rockets. It's easier with rockets because they have these things are kind of weird. I believe they have an actual like health bar essentially. Oh Jesus! Oh fuck! 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 Go through the door. So yeah, sentinels will spawn here. Although interestingly enough, if you walk over here, you can hear all the sentinels will instantly blow up. There's a kill trigger over there for some reason. I'm not sure why. So if the sentinels are overwhelming and you can't really like deal with them, you can just walk over there to blow them up. But yeah, like I mentioned, these things have like an actual like health bar. They're kind of weird. So you want to use like rockets primarily because frag grenades don't always blow them up in one hit. Shotgun rockets actually won't either all the time. But like, oh fuck, oh fuck! I think I just died. Yeah. Jesus. That's scary. Yeah, see what I mean? With sentinels, like fuck, like sometimes they just like murder you. Alright, well, it's easier to do it like this because you can just kind of jump over here. Sentinels spawn basically when you linger in this area. So you want to, like, not linger for too long. And if you need... Like, this area is really cool because it's basically just walk around a bunch. There's a bunch of, like, areas you don't really need to go to. Like, you can kind of hang out down here. There's nothing... Like, you don't have to be down here, but, like, Flood can spawn here. The Sentinels will spawn up top. Flood will spawn, like, the different walkways. There's a bunch of medkits here. Like, they expect you to kind of wander around this area and kind of figure out where you need to go and, like, what the best way to go is. It's really cool, actually. Because there's, like, 2 different ways up, and each way, like, has, like, different stuff. Like, over here, it's like, there's no 3rd door. But, so they kind of spawn here, the 2nd doorway to kind of stop you from going too fast. And because there's no 2nd door, what you have to do is jump off these things over here. Like, you can see one of them's knocked down to make it easier to jump onto. You kind of jump across them. You can crouch jump up to them, or you can go over here to the level 3 door, which doesn't have as much exposure because, you know, the Sentinels mess you up. You can get another cool little doorway over here. This one can actually be tough because you can be, like, in the doorway, and like the carrier forms will blow up and, like, mess shit up. Whoosh. Ah. Ugh, Sentinels, like, the infection forms just don't stop. This is where they really start becoming annoying because it's like you're getting all this shit and then it's just like I want to walk forward but I can't because the Sentinels just murder me for the carrier infection forms. Everything murders you, really. That's the point. It's a tough area. Like, it's easy to cheese it by just kind of being up here. Like, you never have to jump down. And you can just kind of walk back and forth quickly and just blow these up. Like, if you know what you're doing, you can blow these up real quick. Yeah, you can see, like, sometimes they don't blow up from one thing. I'm not sure why. Oh, fuck. Ugh, fuck! Damn it! I, like, fell off because stuff was pushing me. Cripes. Alright, fuck all y'all. I'm just gonna cheese it then. Try to be nice. Oh, nope, I didn't cheese it because those things actually kind of sucked to I just spent like a couple minutes talking about how fun this area is, and then I immediately had like a minute or two of just like, oh, I'm just gonna get shit on by the game. Thanks. Alright, no explosions. Thank you very much. Let's try this again. This is where that jump delay really starts to kind of hurt. Because you kind of try to jump and it just like it's weird. Okay, would you open up? There's a foot here trying to melee me, and you're just not opening up because, of course, why would you open up ever? Ugh, I have to jump down. There's actually a bunch of kill triggers I forgot. Like, you can walk around to several areas and it spawns,
Only one more fusion reactor
kills all
to
the
go.
Sentinels, which is kind of funny.
The flood continued to multiply.
Funny thing, if you get crushed by that thing, it doesn't kill you instantly, but it does, like... But it is intended that it could happen to you. So if it happens, like, it just burns you to death because it's, you know, hot, I guess. Come on, that didn't kill it! Those things are so annoying. I don't know if their health is affected by difficulty. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, though. That's like the worst thing about the infection forms is that they're solid, so they can actually like you'll throw a grenade and it'll actually bounce off their like little bouncy bodies. Alright, let's try this again. Oh, right. Because it didn't blow it up, I should have actually stayed for a second. Why is it every time I walk out here it doesn't want to blow up? How the fuck? Are you serious right now? Okay, maybe it doesn't have a health bar. Maybe it's actually just like you need to do a certain amount of damage in one shot, and a lot of times it sometimes just decides it doesn't want to do that. And I have no idea why this happens. And I'm gonna try to jump off here awkwardly the whole time. Game doesn't. I press the jump button, but there's that second of delay. Game really doesn't want me to compliment it today, huh? Fuck off! Are they really coming down here to shoot me? Sexist shit. Ugh, and I'm gonna walk up here and a bunch of flood are gonna spawn because the game's a jerk. No. Okay, can we do this jump finally? Christ. It's like the most awkward jump in the world. Okay, blow up! How have I shot this thing like 20 times? I'm shooting it inside the thing! I swear to... I'm gonna get killed by these little infection forms. Like, holy shit. Is this actually happening? I have never shot this many rockets at this damn coupler, and it doesn't blow up! Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm ready... What?! What the hell is wrong with this game right now? Is it hitbox that the... It figures it's only when I'm recording that all this... I've never had that happen to me before. And I've never shot this many fucking rockets at this thing and it's not blown up! There! Was that so hard? Maybe... I wouldn't be surprised if it does have a health bar and it's just like the hitbox of it is like a lot smaller than you think. Yeah. Yep! I knew that was gonna happen. I don't know how the hell they managed to die in such a way that a frag grenade was in the range of that frag grenade threw, and like still close enough to like just insta kill me. Yeah, that doesn't blow it up. That one does though for some reason. Ugh. And the sentinels spawn like.
That did it. The engine's gone critical. Based on the current rate of
Christ.
should have 15 minutes to
I don't know what to say. I'm a little embarrassed that I've never had this much trouble with this area.
Accessing schematics.
Usually it's like one and done. Like it's not hard. It doesn't take that long. I guess I'm happy that I did because I got to show off most of the area. Anyways, here it's honestly a better idea to just throw a plasma and just kind of back off. Because yeah, like everything just kind of blows up. It's the Covenant. What do you expect? Basically, masters of the spam. Oh, like play any future Halo. Play Reach, and it's just like holy shit. It's just grenades for days. You know what the worst thing Reach did was make it so that every type of lead could throw grenades. So it's just like no matter where you are, there's just stuff throwing grenades at you. At least in earlier games, the only thing that throw grenades is just the grunts. So that's supposed to disappear. I don't know why it didn't. That's weird. Oh well. Anyways, we're coming up to a rather infamous moment. You know, anyone who's ever played a Halo game has probably heard of this. Is that map point really not going to disappear? It's kind of annoying when it doesn't because it's there forever. Oh well. It's the Warthog run! Yay! So you want to be careful because there's lots of stuff that can blow up. Like, I can't tell you how many times I drive into this area and the first thing that happens is all the grunts just die and all the grenades blow up and I just super die. Anyways, on Legendary you actually only have 5 minutes, on other difficulties you have 6, so it's a little harder on Legendary because you don't have quite as much time. Although honestly 5 minutes is still plenty of time, so it's usually not a big deal. So this Warthog area is actually pretty fun once again because there's a lot of areas you can drive, and of course I immediately flipped, showing off my impressive skills of screwing up. You can normally drive across the top of this, but of course I flipped because I suck. Yeah, there's a ton of areas you can go, which is pretty cool. Although a lot of them are kind of samey, like there's not a lot of it's kind of the same. Like there's different sets of stuff, but it's like when you drive down one of those tunnels, it's like every tunnel is the same pretty much. Because like it's not like the enemies really do much. You just kind of drive into them and they die. I believe for this one you want to go over here because you got a side pathway here. And if you try to go in the middle, there's a bunch of walls that kind of block you, which is annoying. There's actually a couple of shortcuts around this area. Like right here, you can drive into this door right here and just like skip like going around the tunnel. It doesn't save that much time unless you do it really well, but it does save getting shot at, so that's nice at least. Oof. And yeah, it's funny, this area is like a kilometer and like a bit long, but it's, if you look at like the actual like, it's not supposed to be, it's like inconsistent with canon. People love to bring this up. Basically, they made it way longer than the ship's actually supposed to be just for fun. Like, that's purely what it is. Like, they just were like, well, if the Warthog one was actually like proper length, it would be really short. Oh god. Wow. I've already flipped twice. That's impressive. Oh well. I mean, once again, you get to actually show off like actual enemies, I guess, doing stuff. This area always sticks out to me because there's a shade right here when we haven't seen it so far, and there's like a drop ship that actually, like, there's a drop ship here that actually drops enemies off, and like there's no reason to like look at. I think it actually drops like a shade turret off, which is also something that you never see in this game.
Wait, stop.
Anyways,
This
we
is
get
where
out
Bowhammer
here,
is coming
like,
to pick us up. Hold
there's actually an
position
extra
here.
warlock over there way in the back in case you manage to like lose it off the side here somehow, like an idiot.
Cortana to Echo 419. Two Covenant
So yeah,
banshees
there's-
are approaching on your
Oh look,
six.
flaming
Evade.
pelican. You never get to see this, huh? That's Fullhammer, and she's dead. Poor Fullhammer.
Echo
And I was gonna
419.
shoot these banshees. So these banshees don't immediately have enemies in them, which is kind of interesting.
Calculating
And even when it
alternate
does
escape
spawn them, it spawns them indirectly in a weird way, so it doesn't like
Inventory shows one longsword
like you can see like the
fighter still docked in
cockpits,
launch
the
bay 7. If we
cockpit,
move
the
now, we
cockpit
can make
is still
it.
open. And that's when I was talking about the overload glitch here. That's actually key to a certain thing. If you do the overload glitch in a certain way, it'll actually cause you to be able to actually drive those banshees, and you can actually like get in. Also, I did not get a checkpoint. I don't know. You can sometimes get a checkpoint in that area, but I don't know what triggers it. I've heard. I looked at the wiki, and the wiki says that if you don't wait for Fullhammer to die, that's what happens. But I swear to God, I just never get the checkpoint. Anyways. I like this area because there's a bunch of enemies that are kind of running and like they don't give a shit about you. They're just trying to escape. There's a little Easter egg over here actually. I'm not sure if I've ever showed this, but you walk over here to this one grunt that's just in this room full of dead elites or blood.
Good thing that food missile's waiting for me at the starship. Cause man, if I worked up a big grudgy thirst.
Isn't he cute? What's funny is that these dead bodies are like scenery objects, which is why as I'm walking over them, they're actually like pushing me. Because they're actually solid, which is not something that dead bodies usually are. Anyways, I'm wasting a lot of time, so now I might not actually have enough, but whatever. Anyways, I want to mention something right now that's kind of interesting. So that Fullhammer death scene.
Chief, up ahead.
Oh wait, did I mention the checkpoints? Yeah, you're supposed to get a checkpoint if you wait, and the wiki says that, but a lot of times I just don't get a checkpoint at all. Even if you wait, you don't always get a checkpoint. I'm dead. Well, guess we're doing the Warthog run again, because I didn't get a checkpoint, and I went off and just flipped around.
The engines must have sustained more damage than we thought.
God, fuck.
Analyze it.
That
We
sucks,
have
and this
5
guy's
minutes
already
before
dead.
The fusion drives detonate. We need to evac.
God!
Activating final
I don't know how I didn't
fighter.
just die here. I guess I'll do different routes, just to
Engines
show
will
off.
The
So,
explosion
hopefully
will
I can get on
generate a
top this
temperature of
time.
almost 100 million degrees.
I don't usually miss this jump, but today's full of surprises, apparently. I seem to be fucking everything up today. Come on. There we go. It's the only part you actually get to do this in, too. It's pretty fun. Oh, come on. Don't flip again. Woo! So I guess I'll mention it when we get over there again, but for now I guess we'll just drive. But yeah, like I said, this area is pretty fun. It's nice that we get to actually drive a Warthog. Because to be honest, you don't get to drive a Warthog all that often in the game. Like, you get one in Halo, and you can kind of get one in Silent Cartographer, but you don't do too much with it. Same thing in the Southern Control, you can drive a Warthog throughout the level, but it's like kind of hard to, because the Marines tend to die in higher difficulties. And then there's a Warthog on two betrayals, but like you don't really get to do much with it unless you're playing co-op because there's no Marines. But yeah, you can see like it makes a pretty big difference because having cover means you can actually get your shields back. Whereas here I might not actually get them back fast enough. Yeah, it's rough. But yeah, you can see like there's a wall here. So if you try to do this like going down here, it'll be kind of rough because you got these weird like patches where it kind of pops you up. And even if you do that, you just don't really save any time or anything. Not anything notable anyways. I took a bar of health, but I mean your first bar of health literally goes down if you have even a single point of damage. It's basically, if the first bar is gone, it means you've lost your shields at some point to something that wasn't a plasma pistol overcharge. Because plasma pistol overcharge is like the only thing in the game that'll like make you lose shields and not do damage because of the weird way health to shields interaction works with EMPs and stuff. Anyways, I want to see something here, so I'm going to actually confirm this right now. I want to see this. So, I'm going to get my Warlock here. I'm just going to throw a grenade at you. Screw you. So, I believe... Is there anything here? What comes out of here? It drops off some grunts, actually. That's kind of funny. So it does not drop off a shade trail like I thought, but still, like there's no shade like drop ships at all throughout the rest of the level. So it's kind of interesting that there's just one there. But yeah, I'm gonna mention this right now, so I'm gonna hang out here again and just talk about this. So there's actually several, I'm not sure how many exactly, but I know there's at least one because I actually have it saved in my like folder somewhere. There's an unused voice clip of Fullhammer screaming when she like dies, and it like has like a radio cutoff sound and everything. It's actually like really like chilling to listen to, but I guess Bungie decided that it was a little too much, so it doesn't actually get used, but it's in the level data, and if you grab like a program that can open up the map files, you can listen to it yourself if you want. I think I'll actually upload it so that people can hear. I'm not going to play it in thing because it actually is quite a creepy sounding voice clip. Like, I think I just said this, but it's basically like, it kind of has like her kind of doing like a bone curdling, like a blood curdling scream, and then like before it finishes, like it does like a radio cutoff sound. Like it's actually really freaky to listen to, and it's really interesting to me that it's there but it's not used. There's actually a lot of unused voice clips in this game, like both for like actual like levels and just for like general like AI. Like there's a ton of unused voice clips from Marines for like fighting Sentinels and stuff. Woo! I'm gonna do this because speedrunners do this because it actually makes the Warlock much more stable. Because I don't know, like I sort of got this only happens in the PC version. Like if you play like the Xbox version, it's fine. But for some reason, like if you do that jump normally, like half the time you just flip and die. And I didn't get a checkpoint again for I don't know why, but like what are you gonna do? As yeah, so we're right here at the end. Whoop-de-doo. You can actually get a Warlock through this little barricade here if you try hard enough, but I'm just gonna do it normally. This area is like wide open and got a ton of stuff in it, and it kind of sucks that it's like you're on such a stingy time limit that there's no reason to really explore it. Because like this whole room is like unique. You never. This is the hangar from like you see this in a cutscene once on the first level, and you never get to actually walk around it except for right now. But there's not much to do in it because it's not really designed for you to actually do anything. I meant to just run through. But anyways, that's the game. I'll get my thoughts after we watch this final cutscene, so see you in a sec.
Here we go.
Oh, but guess what? Because we beat the game of Legendary, we get a nice little secret cutscene.
Come here, you mother... I'm gonna... Oh, this is it, baby. Hold me.
Shut them down. We'll need them later. Fancy a look?
Did anyone else make it?
Scanning. Just dust and echoes. We're all that's left. We did what we had to do for Earth. An entire Covenant armada obliterated, and the Flood. We had no choice. Halo, it's finished.
No. I think we're just getting started.
Ah, he said it. I just want to take a second to really appreciate this last little music score and like cutscene camera panning. Oh, so good. Unfortunately, the credits in this game not very good, because in the actual Xbox version, it has like a whole like cutscene shit and stuff. But here it just plays this lazy little credits thing that just kind of, you know, plays over this, and kind of brings me to a point that I don't think I've really talked about. I like the Halo PC port because I think it was good for what it was. It was nice that they actually managed to get online multiplayer and stuff, but it's like, in terms of like the big like picture, it's like it's good, but there's a lot of little tiny little problems throughout the entire thing. Just like little nitpicky things maybe, but things that definitely matter to a lot of people who like to, you know, play the original versions. And it's kind of sad that because every port of this game, like Anniversary and MCC, both use this as its basis because it's easier to use a PC version, that all these mistakes and stuff get carried through to every version of this game. And it really sucks. I might actually lay over the actual credits of this. Well, I mean, you can just look it up on YouTube if you really want to. Because, like, honestly, like, the actual credits music is, like, good music, like, has, like, the right stuff, and it has, like, the details and stuff. Not to mention there's, like, a video file that you don't get to see in this that shows, like, the monitor in the space kind of flying around. And it's supposed to be, like, foreshadowing to, like, the next game. Kinda. Not really, but whatever. But, yeah, like, what's there to say about this game? I love this game. This is my favorite first-person shooter ever. Like, without a doubt. Like, even like future Halo games, it's just like you can really tell that they put their heart and soul into this campaign. Like, it is such a fun, solid campaign. And it's not perfect, and I don't think any game ever will be, so I don't know why I even bring this up. But for some reason, people always seem to think that it's like, oh, this is your favorite game, but it's like literally these problems. It's like, I don't care about the problems. It does exactly what I want from it, and it is incredibly enjoyable to play and replay again and again. I will never get tired of playing this game. Like, future Halo games they were always just missing something. Like, they just didn't have, like, you could, like I just said, that you can really tell that they put all their work, like, the multiplayer in this game is, like, pretty much just an afterthought, more or less, because they really just wanted the campaign to be cool. Future Halo games, they put a lot more emphasis on the multiplayer, and it does feel like, oh, we actually get to see it. I didn't know that. Although I think this is actually, like, super, if I remember correctly, this is, like, super, like, compressed for some reason. Let me get a little Bungie thing. Now, that's classic, and Bungie doesn't have this thing anymore. Their thing is completely different now. God. But yeah, that's about it. I don't know what else to say. I probably won't be... I might do other Halo games, because I do have... it's a lot easier to record on PC than it is on, like, an Xbox, but I do have a setup I can use, even though it's kind of clunky, but maybe I will play through other Halo games. Who knows? I guess it depends on, how I feel. Because, I mean, if I did it for the views, I probably wouldn't put this much work into this, because I'll be honest, all these Let's Plays I do, I don't get that many views on them, but then I'll do a random shit post I put like 2 seconds of work into, and I get like 2,000 views, and I hate that I get the most views from like the stuff that I put the least amount of work into. Like, I think one of the like most viewed like videos on my channel is me playing Melee and just like doing like Giga Bowser versus like Metal Mario Bros or something, and it's like all I did was just play a match and just record it basically, but it has like the most views of anything on my channel. But anyways, that's it for this game, my favorite game. Maybe not my... That's a hard thing to say. I don't like doing just like, oh, it's my favorite game. Like, it's my favorite first-person shooter though, without a doubt. But yeah. Anyways, see you guys later.